As you can see right here, this is a Fasco parlor fan in what I'll call antique brass. This fan's going to be getting a video later this week, along with this Fasco parlor fan, which again is in what I will call antique brass. Now, the reason I'm not being super objective about calling these two parlor fans antique brass is because Fasco has a bit of a weird stipulation with their antique brass, where in the early days of the parlor fan, antique brass coexisted along with another dark burnished brass type finish called Corsican brass, which looks incredibly similar. According to the catalog photos, the only difference is one is a little more satin and a teensy bit more dark. Corsican being the more satin dark one, and antique being a little more shiny and a little more bright. But like, barely. So, looking at these two, what would you say? Both antique, both Corsican, one of each? Who knows, really? This one may be antique brass, but then this one may be Corsican brass. Corsican brass was rather short-lived as far as I can tell, where I believe once they switched to Gen 2 style stuff with the ornate parlor fans and the more ornate style blade badges, Corsican brass was phased out and antique brass was changed to look more like Corsican brass, but they still called it antique brass. And from that point on, there was only one antique brass. Yeah, so same finish, different finishes, not entirely sure. You be the judge. I've looked at these fans for a while now and I'm still scratching my head a little bit. Yeah, that's just about all I wanted to say. Video on these two to come later this week.